So my life is the hardest it's ever been right now. Like, as far as things I have to do, like the stresses, everything in life right now is the hardest it's ever been for me, which ironically it's the most successful I've ever been in my life as well. But it was making me think about like all the time that I've wasted over the years in my life waiting for the right time to start things or to do things, right? And it's something that so many people do and fall into, is that trap of like, oh man, I have too much going on right now. I'm always busy. There's this with the family, there's this with work, there's blah, 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 blah. There's a million different reasons why we can't start something. And it holds us back entirely, right? And a lot of the time, what ends up happening is it never gets done because realistically, your life is most likely not going to slow down, right? Like every time we tell ourselves that, oh, once things slow down, then I'll start. Then I can focus on this one aspect, right? And when we really think about it, when it really comes down to it, is there really ever a time that our life is going to slow down? Like, in what world do we think that magically at some point, we're going to get through this small phase of craziness and then it's just going to be rainbows and blowjobs from here on out? Usually that's just not true, right? Especially if you're somebody that has responsibilities. Like if you're a man and you have responsibilities, or you have, a job or a business and kids and whatever else in life, like your life is not going to slow down. It's not. And we can tell ourselves that all we want, but reality is that it's not. And one of the most important things, for one, is to realize that's not going to, it's not going to slow down, right? And if we're relating this specifically to health and fitness right now, okay, the best time to focus on and go all in on your health and fitness is in the middle of chaos. It's in the middle of chaos, which sounds so contradictory, right? Because what most people feel is that we should have optimal conditions in order to add fitness into our life, in order to get in shape and prioritize that side of things. But it's the complete opposite. When we're going through things, when our life is chaotic, when the struggle is real, when we're mentally down, we're physically down, we're drained, we're tired, we don't have time, everything is stressful, this is the absolute prime time to actually start and get it done. And I'll tell you why, and then I'll tell you how. So, first off, one of the main reasons why this is important to actually start in the middle of this is because what most people forget when they look at, or they don't even realize when they look at their health and fitness, is that it's not just about getting in shape and looking better. Of course, that's what everybody's surface level desire is, right? Even when people say like, I just want to feel better. Yeah, that is true. But in everybody's head, you have this image of what you're supposed to look like. And when we aren't involved in our fitness, when we aren't prioritizing it, usually that's what we think of when we think of prioritizing our health and fitness. Like, well, I just need to get in shape so I look better, so my clothes fit better, or so I, feel better about myself this summer. But the way that we look because of our fitness is such a small benefit compared to all the other benefits that we get from it, right? So why I say it's so important to start in the middle of chaos is because what happens to you mentally, physically, and emotionally impacts how well you're able to manage and deal with the stressors of life all around, right? Because the habits that you form, the mindset that you form, the disciplines that you form, and who you become through the process puts you in a completely different situation, to where a lot of the shit that stresses you out isn't even a factor to you anymore. You're able to manage your time way better. You're able to push through hard things way better, way more efficiently. You know, you're able to handle more of a workload. You realize that like you've really just been mismanaging a lot of your time, and you actually have a ton of extra time to do other things that you want to do. You feel better about doing the things. You have more energy to do the things. You have more drive to do more. You show up better for your family. You show up better for your wife and your kids. You have a better mood. You like everything improves in your life when you focus on your fitness. Okay. The other side of that too is like, for me, man, the gym has pulled me out of, or not even pulled me out of, but got me through the darkest times of my life, you know, and I've gone down two roads when it comes to this. So I've done the constructive road, which is going all in on my health and fitness and personal development when I'm in dark times. And I've done the destructive road where I'll go off the rails. I'll start drinking. I'll start doing other things, you know, looking for trouble. I've done some really, really destructive shit in dark times. And what I can tell you is not that fitness is always going to cure what you have going on internally, but it's never going to put you in a worse position. It is always going to put you in a better position and help get you out of that spot eventually, because of what all I said earlier, of who you become, the habits you form, everything else, and just what it does for you mentally. What training and nutrition and getting in shape and being in shape and pushing your body physically to limits and what these things do for you mentally is unparalleled to by anything else. Like there's really nothing else, honestly, that even comes close to how well this helps you all around, right? So when you're in the dark times, and like I said, I've gone down the opposite road where I'll start being destructive, and all that's ever done for me is drive me further and further and further into the darkness to where it seems like I can't even manage it. I can't even deal with it anymore. I became someone I had no fucking idea who I was, you know, and it always took me flipping the script and getting on the other side of it and going all into my personal development again to actually get me out of there. And all the destructive path did was push me further into the hole and make the climb a lot higher, right? But for managing your emotions, for managing stress, for managing what you have going on during dark times, dark fucking hard times, the gym is a fucking magical place, man. It really is. The gym will provide you with things that nothing and nobody else ever fucking can, I promise you. And if you haven't experienced that, it's almost inexplainable if you haven't experienced that for yourself, okay? So if you are, you know, mentally and emotionally drained, whether it's because you're going through something hard or just because life is just beating your ass and you're fucking busy and you got to provide and you got all the things going on in your life, that the gym, I'm telling you, the gym is going to fucking flip everything for you. And if you haven't experienced it, I highly recommend experiencing it. Now, getting past that part, the real reason why it is so beneficial to start in such chaos is because when we really look at life, okay, so when we have that thing that we say of, well, when things slow down, then I'll prioritize this, then I'll focus on this. For one, when we really look at it, we know that that's not true, right? Because we know that things probably won't slow down. Like if you're a high performer whatsoever, like I'm assuming most people that watch my videos, this applies to you. If you are anything like me, your life is never gonna fucking slow down. It's never gonna slow down. And even if it does, it's for a very, very short period of time, and then something else replaces what it is that was taken out, and now you're back to fucking operating at an insane level, right? So things really probably won't slow down for you. But let's say that they did. Okay. What a better idea is than building this out and starting it when things are slow is building it out and executing it while things are fucking crazy. While they're as crazy and chaotic as possible, you have as little time as possible, because what happens is when you build a structure of your health and fitness during these times, it's basically like building a fucking, I don't know, a skyscraper that's able to withstand hurricanes and tornadoes and everything else. Like if we just built, say we built a building in the middle of just calm, easy weather, like nothing to affect it, and we built it according to that, right? If a fucking tornado came through or a hurricane came through, the shit's gonna get leveled. It's gonna get leveled because that structure, that building wasn't built to withstand that. But when you build that structure in that building inside of a fucking hurricane and tornado zone and we build it able to withstand those things, then guess what? Like we can operate in any condition. And then when the sunny weather comes, when things do slow down, if they ever slow down, then you're just on fucking easy street. Then you can take it up a notch. Then you can like go to the next level and increase even more and more, right? The best thing that we can possibly do, because end of the day, man, we have enough time. If you don't think you have enough time, for one, I highly encourage you to do the Hormozi time audit. For one, if you haven't heard of that, look it up, the Hormozi time audit. But two, we usually have enough time. You just don't really know how to structure your training, most likely, right? And then your nutrition doesn't really take time. It just takes a little bit of planning and effort. But honestly, for the gym, man, if you have 30 to 45 minutes 3 to 4 times a week, which I can almost guarantee you do, that's more than enough to make a substantial difference in your fitness, right? And so the best thing that we can do is we audit our schedule. Like honestly, man, right now I'm working 16-hour days, sometimes more, every day, like 7 days a fucking week. And what I have to do consistently, constantly, because, like running a business, my schedule changes pretty often. It's not like a, 9 to 5. It's just, I work when I have to fucking work. And what I have to do, usually I do this on a weekly or a couple times a week, is I'll look at my schedule and I'll pan out and I'll say, okay, where do I have time blocks where I can fit in what I need to fit in, my training, my nutrition. So on top of my business and my family, and I got kids in sports and I got fucking a million different things going on. Okay, where do I have 45 minutes here? And sometimes it varies day to day, right? Sometimes I have to okay, I got meetings here to here. I have a 30 to 45 minute block. I can go get this in. And I make sure to get it in because I know how much that's going to affect me and how much better I'm going to be because of prioritizing that, right? So when we really do a time audit, we look at our schedule. Okay, what can I actually commit to? This is the main question you need to ask yourself. What can I commit to? Even if that's 30 minutes 3 times a week right now. Perfect. Let's commit to that. And let's build out an effective training structure to optimize that time that we have in the gym for results and performance outside of the gym as well, right? Because what we really want to focus on our health and fitness for is, like I've been talking about, is performing well at life. That's the main thing, right? So do your time audit, see what you actually have to give to the gym, to your fitness, and then give that. And when you're in that time that you're giving, give everything that you possibly can. And I promise you, your mind will start shifting. Everything will start changing and you'll realize how much better you can be because of this. And then you'll even be able to prioritize more and more, right? And then, like I said, if things slow down, you're cruising on easy street. But when you build the plan in chaos, when you structure everything in chaos, for one, you build a certain level of confidence and trust and discipline that you couldn't build outside of chaos. Because when you're able to operate within chaos, you realize how much of a fucking monster you are, right? You realize, like, I can do this shit. I can do anything now, right? And you get a level of those things that you wouldn't get otherwise if you didn't build outside of chaos, right? And like I said, building that and doing that and executing on that helps you manage that chaos at a way higher level, right? You can withstand so much more and take on so much more when these things are dialed in. It's about so much more than just fitness, right? It really is. It's about so much more than just getting in shape and looking good. It is, fitness enhances performance for life. For everything in your life, for your business, for your job, for your kids, for your wife, for everything that it is that you have going on, it enhances that, okay? So I guess, practical steps here, right? If you are somebody that has very minimal amounts of time, do a time audit on yourself, okay? Really think about what it is that you do on a daily basis. Look at your schedule and understand, have this mindset shift, understand that fitness is about more than just fitness, and it's going to help you everywhere else in your life, okay? Figure out where you can fit in 30 to 45 minutes, honestly, even 2 to 3 to 4 times per week, and make that a non-negotiable standard for yourself. Non-fucking negotiable, that you're going to commit to that and you're going to do it, right? Even when you don't want to, you're going to do it. Start there. Start with a minimal amount of time given to that. Figure out your nutrition in a way that you can prioritize, performance in the gym and in life. You don't need to crash diet. You don't need to do some fucking fad diet like keto or carnivore. Figure out the best method that works for you. One, for adherence and convenience, because if you're busy, you need to be able to adhere to it and it needs to be convenient so you can just roll, right? But also that optimizes your performance all around in the gym and in life and in business and work and whatever else. You don't need to be tired and energy fucked all the time, and you don't need any of that, okay? And then structure daily tasks around the chaos. You don't need to be doing 45 minutes of cardio on a fucking treadmill or a stair stepper. Like, let's just get, 8,000 steps today, which is probably pretty easy if you're busy all the time, Just move around. Just move around. Get up and walk around your fucking, your office. Or for me, I'm working on my counter right now. I walk around my counter. Or if I got to take calls, I can walk around while I'm taking calls. Like, just move. Figure out how to structure these things in a way that actually fits your lifestyle right now. That's the key. But make this standard non-negotiable, okay? Make it non-fucking negotiable and stick to it. If you need the full plan, I have a video breaking down everything, the nutrition, the training, the blood work, everything. Go watch that video, I'll link it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. Shoot me a DM, just say YouTube, and we can start talking about how we can actually structure this for your life. But highly recommend it, you guys. It's very, very important. And yeah, man, get after it even in the chaos. I appreciate you guys.